What's Up Wednesday, 15th of May 2024. FME Games, ArcGIS 3.3, GeoTIFF, Work Extension License, NG911, and much more. Hello FME friends. This edition of What's Up Wednesday is definitely coming to you a little late because today I'm participating in a live version of What's Up Wednesday as part of a roadshow event with Locus in New Zealand. So if you're reading this today after watching that event, welcome, although some of the content might be familiar to you already. Transformer Category Quiz. As part of the Locus event, and for the whole community's enjoyment, I've started adding a few FME games and contests to the community website. There are 3 games and I'll release them over the coming weeks. The first one, the Transformer Category Quiz, is now live and ready for you to try out. As you know, each FME Transformer belongs to one or more categories. Your goal is to guess all of these categories. You have 5 minutes to guess the 16 categories. The maximum score is 20, 16 correct answers plus 1 point for every full minute remaining. Even full-on cheating, it's really hard to type fast enough. I've only done it once without cheating. Can you? Technical tips, ArcGIS 3.3 and Cloud Optimized GeoTIFF. I have a couple of technical tips and items of news for you today. ArcGIS 3.3 support. Firstly, Esri has released ArcGIS version 3.3, and you'll no doubt want to know when a compatible FME is available. In short, the official version to use is FME 24.0.3, which will be available in about 1 month's time. A bit longer answer is that we've tagged 2024.0.2 as having provisional support. That is, we've been working on this for a while now, throughout the FME 24 development cycle. 2024.0.2 has performed just fine, and we don't expect any of the final few tests against the version 3.3 release build to cause any issues. Cloud Optimized GeoTIFF. You might wonder what's the difference between the formats for GeoTIFF and Cloud Optimized GeoTIFF. The answer is no difference at all. Instead, what happens is there is a parameter for handling layout. So if you choose the Cloud Optimized format, the parameter for layout defaults to Cloud Optimized tiles. If you choose the normal GeoTIFF writer, the file structure defaults to strips. But whichever writer you add, you can change the parameter to whatever you need. So the normal writer can create Cloud Optimized files, and the Cloud Optimized writer can also write normal GeoTIFF files. Just be aware that changing this also changes other parameters. For example, if you switch from tiles to Cloud Optimized tiles, the interleaving parameter will also change. It will change to BIP. Transformer storage. Here's a quick note in case you have a workflow that reads from the Transformer definitions file. I'm not going to say which file that is, but if you use it, you'll know. From 2024.1, that file will be replaced with a small DB file instead. You really shouldn't be working with that file anyway, but I'd bet money that some of you are doing. Community login page. The next time you log into the FME community, the FME Support Center, FME Academy, FME Flow Hosted, or even the FME Hub, you may notice some changes to the login page. That's because we're pleased to announce that a new version of the Safe Software login page with an updated design will be released about May 14th or 15th. The update doesn't change existing user accounts, it doesn't change the login functionality, but if you do experience any issues with that, please see the FME account FAQ for troubleshooting steps. User story, Probation Department mapping. There's a new user story online about the San Bernardino County Offender Mapping Project. At first I wondered if it was actually tracking offenders, but instead it's using FME to help probation officers optimize their visits to the offenders. As in many projects, FME is the key to how data is harnessed and connected. It helps to integrate data between the database and ArcGIS Online, allowing them to move from a static report to an online mapping interface. I like that the project saves each officer an hour of work per day, and it also saves over 2,000 hours per year in manual processing. But what I think is the most important is the part about meeting critical court-mandated timelines. Many of us work in industries with strict regulations and data standards, and FME is an excellent tool for ensuring that your data and processes meet those requirements. And on that subject, NG911 data standards. Safe partner Concertec has a new blog post online about the requirements for the new NG911 standards for emergency services. This standard involves data structures for spatial data and address data, and the Concertec blog shows how to handle address data using the Attribute Manager and the Schema Mapper transformers. Attribute and spatial data validation is another key requirement, and that's another role at which FME is particularly good. So click the link above to read the blog for more details. Or if you do need to do data validation, check out the data validation tutorial on the FME knowledge base. For handling addresses, check out the FME hub for various transformers. I won't deny that also includes my address abbreviation validator transformer, which uses user-defined lookup files to help standardize your addresses. Miscellaneous news. One Spatial has kicked off its world tour with its first event in Perth, Western Australia. But there are still 8 more, yes, 8 more venues to come. You can find out which, and you can sign up to attend to those events on the tour website. At the time of writing, the next event was in Adelaide, which I've been to and I think is an awesome city. For blog posts, Spatial Word Oi's latest thoughts are all about combining FME and R. And online, Safe CEO Don Murray's latest post on Forbes is all about digital twins and what will be coming next with those. Solutional has an event, FME Brazil, and that's coming up very fast. May almost be here by now. And Norden's FME Innovation Day is coming up so fast, but by the time you hear this video, it will have already passed. What can you do with the FME Work Extension license? Well, as one user found, you could process open data on road traffic accidents in New Zealand, alongside OpenStreetMap road centre lines, and create a map showing the concentration of accidents on each segment of road. In an article on the Sweco website, Gabriel Hirsch considers FME as a magic box for data. Well, I think we all do there. Congratulations to a long-time FME user, SRG, on renewing his FME business certification. And finally, Christian at Contera just returned from a conference on 3D data and technologies, CityGML, BIM, AR, and such things, of which Contera was a sponsor. One of their customers presented on the provision of a 3D mesh for the federal state of North Rhine-Westphalia, Landesweitbestellung in Nordrhein-Westfalen, which sounds very interesting, even if I mangled that. But if you did go to the conference, look who you would also have met. Yes, it's the FME lizard.